Hello students. In the last video of digital system design using Verilog on module 3 implementation fabrics, I have discussed integrated circuits, manufacturing of integrated circuits, and what are the different family of integrated circuits, that is whether it is a small scale, medium scale, large scale. As also I have explained the ASIC, that is application specific integrated circuits, and all these things are designed for fixed functions which are determined by the logic circuit for each component. But today I am going to explain or take class on programmable logic devices, which are on other hand can be programmed after manufacture to have a different functions. So let us start the today's class. Programmable logic devices can be programmed after manufacture to have a different functions, and there are various types of PLDs. In that today we will discuss programmable logic array and complex PLDs. Programmable logic array, which was introduced in late 1970s by Monolithic Memories, and the components of the programmable logic array are programmable AND gate, programmable OR gate, and tri-state buffer. What is tri-state buffer? Tri-state buffer is a one which acts as a both buffer as well as an inverter here. We can see here in the slide, A is the input and there are two outputs, A and A bar, where this logic device produces one output which acts as a buffer here. It will transmit the same input, and here it transmits it as it acts as an inverter. So this is the tri-state buffer here. So what are the steps to design programmable array logic? Before going to study any families of the programmable array logic, let us first know how to design a simple Boolean expression using programmable array logic. So what are the steps? First step, to get the Boolean expression. If there the truth table is given, then we have to get a simple Boolean expression. And then next one is to draw the input buffers. The number of input buffers is equal to number of inputs here. And draw programmable AND gates. The number of programmable AND gates is equal to number of min terms in the equation, that is number of SOPs, sum of products. And then draw programmable OR gates. The number of programmable OR gates is equal to number of outputs here. So here is an example. There are two equations, y1 and y2. y1 is equal to AB bar plus AC and y2 is equal to BC plus AC. Hence, in first step, I have to draw the tri-state buffers here. So, number of tri-state buffers is equal to number of inputs. There are totally 3 inputs, A, B and C. Hence, I have drawn here 3 input buffers. Next one. In the next step, I have to draw programmable AND gate. So, before drawing the programmable AND gate, let us discuss what is fuses in the programmable array logic. Fuses are nothing but the interaction points, or you can also say where horizontal and vertical lines intersect. For example, these points. Here there is a intersection is there. So these points are known as fuses. Now, how these programmable array logics can be programmed by whether closing or opening or blowing. We can say blowing these fuses. So here is an example. There are 3 inputs, A, B, C. I have drawn 3 input buffers here and 3 input AND gates, programmable AND gates. Why 3 input programmable AND gate? Means the programmable AND gates number is equal to number of min terms. And the previous equation we have seen there are 4 min terms, but AC is a common for both the equations. Hence, I have only considered 3 min terms here. So, I will draw a long line from A, B, C to AND gates like this. So this is how we will draw the long line gate. Now I have to blow the fuse depending on the requirements. So in the first equation I want A B bar. So I will draw the intersection, or this represents the intact at that fuse, and then I want A B bar. I will draw here. I will blow the fuse here. Now next one is AC. I will draw here and I will draw at the C. And another one is BC. I will draw here and this here. So finally I got 3 min terms by using programmable AND gate. Now let us move towards the programmable OR gate, the last section here. The number of programmable OR gates is equal to the number of outputs. So Y1 and Y2 are the outputs here. So I have 2 OR gates here. Now how to get the same procedure is also used here. I have to draw a long line from AND gates to the OR gates, and now I have to blow the fuse. I want first equation Y1, I want AB bar plus AC. So this is AB bar and this is AC. I'll intact these fuses, and in Y2 I want AC plus BC. I'll intact these fuses. This is how you draw the programmable array logic by using inputs tri-state buffer, programmable AND gate and programmable OR gate. So this is a simple representation of a programmable array logic here. So there are 10 input pins are there in the diagram. You can see here I1, I2, I3, and then it is continued here until I8, and then next one. Hence there are totally 10 outputs are there. Here is also is there. So I2, I1, I3, it is continued until I8, I9, I10. Totally 10 input pins are there. Then what are the output pins? There are only 2 output pins here, O1 and O8. But there are 6 common input output pins which are acts as both input and output. They are IO pins, IO2 to IO7. There are 6. Hence there are totally 10 plus 6, that is 16 input pins, and 2 plus 6, that is 8 output pins. Hence the name called as PAL 16-8 here. So this is how you see here. And as I already explained, how the equations can be obtained, or how the output Boolean expression can be obtained by using fuses which are intact. So let me take an example here. Okay. Before going to that, let us discuss what are the signals carry here. So vertical signals, that is the signals from 0 to 31. They are the vertical signals. They carry the input signals as well as their negations. And the area in the dashed box is a programmable AND gate. Here it is a programmable AND gate, and then it is connected to the programmable OR gate here. So each programmable AND gate of the each line are connected to the programmable OR gate, and the line which is not connected to the programmable OR gate is connected directly to the tri-state buffer, which acts as the enable for that output. Okay, so let us find what is the equation for O1 by this diagram here. So you can see here, I want O1 output. For this O1, this is the O1 output. For this O1 output, we have to see what are the connections that are intact. So this is the first pin here, and this is second pin. You can see there in the diagram what is the first pin and second pin. So the first pin is connected to I2, and another pin is connected to, here it is connected to I1. So I will take it as I1 into I2, because on the same line are there, so it is taken as I1 into I2. Plus there is another line here which is connected here. So this is the point and this is the point. You can see this point is connected to I3 here. Okay, this is the I3, and this is connected to I10. That is also an inverting point of I10 here. You can see it is the inverting point of the I10. So I have taken here as I10 inverting point, and the whole inverter, because finally the output is inverted by using this point. So this is how you can write the equation for the output and output pins in this PAL 16L8. So as I already explained the figure here, there are 10 input pins, 2 output pins, 6 pins are both the inputs and output pins. Hence, and the vertical lines carry all the input signals and their negations, and then horizontal lines in the array represents the p term of the inputs. Okay, pth terms, 0 to 7 terms for each input, suggested by the AND gate symbol at the end of the line. And in the unprogrammed state, there is a fusible link or a fuse. As I already explained, what is a fuse means. This is nothing but an intersection of vertical and horizontal signals connecting those signal wires. So in the previously I have explained how the combinational circuit can be designed by using a PAL. In this figure we can see how the sequential circuit can be designed by using a PAL, programmable array logic. So here what happened, from the register, the signal from a register is given to the output programmable AND gate array as shown in the figure. Here output of this register is given back to the AND array logic as a feedback, and hence it is useful in the implementation of finite state machines. Next one is generic array logic. As I already mentioned, there are different variants in the design which we have designed already. There are different variants are there in the diagram. So instead of that, a generic array logic components are designed where output logic macro cells are replaced by the combination of OR gates, registers and tri-state drivers in the PAL output circuits. So instead of OR gates and tri-states and registers, we can use a single micro cell. So this is the OLMC, that is output logic macro cell, and it is connected to programmable array logic and array logic as shown in the figure. The internal circuit and organization of GIL22V10 component is as shown in the figure. And for what is there in the single OLMC, let us see. A single OLMC consists of a programmable OR gate, register, multiplexers and input buffers. Here, so in this figure you can see the output of the OR gate are connected to D flip-flop that has a clock, a synchronous reset, synchronous preset signals in the common with the OLMC in the component. The select inputs of the multiplexers are set by the programming. The multiplexers which are used in the OLMC are set, their select signals are set by using the programming component. And as you can see in the figure that the 4 input multiplexer allows the selection of registered or combinational output. They helps in the selection of either the output of the register, that is D flop, or else they helps in the selection of a combinational circuit or the inverting and non-inverting of the input tri-state buffer. And 2 input multiplexer is also used there where they help in the selection of resistor or the combinational feedback. Next is the complex PLDs. So as there was a evolution, the 100 of years took it took a time for the evolution of programmable array logics, and after the evolution or the continuous development, it helps in designing a complex PLDs. What are complex PLDs? They incorporate multiple PIL structures, multiple programmable array logic structures, which are all are interconnected by using the programmable network of wires. So here you can see there are a number of PIL. This is one PIL, this is another PIL, and they are continued. A number of PILs are connected by using help of interconnection network. Here interconnection network is also programmed. It is a programmable one. And as I already mentioned, what are the components of PIL? Components of the PIL are AND array and then MCs. MCs are nothing but macro cells, as I explained now only, that is output logic macro cells, and here these are the input bits. Here in this diagram you can see, instead of giving connecting pins or the output external pins directly to the device, here we have used input output block. This input output block is connecting the external pins to the macro cells. Okay, so it also helps in selecting the macro cell, which macro cell we have to select. So I explained the same in the diagram. Each PIL structure consists of AND array and a number of embedded macro cells. The macro cell contains OR gates, multiplexers and flip-flops. The external pins are connected to the input output block, which allow the selection among the macro cells output to drive each input. So it helps in the selection of which micro cell is to be connected to the external pin. So the network interconnecting PIL structures allows each PIL to use the feedback connections from the other PILs as well as input from the external pins. You can see that to the interconnecting circuits, once again the signal or the feedback is taken from macro cells as well as previous macro cells, you can say, as well as from the input output blocks. So complex PLDs uses the SRAM cells to store the configuration bits that control the connections in the AND OR logics. So there are configuration bits are there which are used to find the connections in the AND OR arrays. So those configuration bits are stored in the static RAM in this device. Okay, so as we are already discussed ASIC and all those things, they used EEPROM, and these PLDs or CPLDs are using so static RAM here. The configuration is data is first stored in the non-volatile flash RAM. So within the CPLD chips, first the data was stored in non-volatile memories, flash memories, and then it is transferred to static RAM where the power is when the power is applied. So okay, design using and means there are multiple connecting pins are used to program this flash RAM, and you can program the flash RAM even when the device is connected to a system. That means the design using CPLDs can be upgraded by reprogramming the configuration information whenever you are doing whenever it is connected to the system. In that time also you can reprogram the configuration bits. So this was all about the programmable array logics and CPLDs. Next class we can discuss FPGA, field programmable logic arrays. Thank you.